Hello, everybody. It is Taylor along with Bryan. Barb has a night off. She's not feeling too well. I think she has some stomach issues. Jake is supposed to be here, but he's running a little late. Hopefully, he will catch up later on. Today, we are covering last Wednesday's episode of the Challenge Double Agents. We had a week break of the challenge, which was kind of sad, especially considering the first three episodes were so good. And then we get into it, and then they take a week off, and you miss it. But luckily, it came back last Wednesday with another episode, and things are still going crazy. We came back from the elimination, and we saw Devin was being very cocky after eliminating Wes. I really, really liked Devin in the previous episode just because I'm not a big Josh fan, and just seeing anybody give Josh a hard time is so funny because Josh does the same thing to other people. Then when they do it to him, he can't handle it. So
Josh is just so extra, and I like anyone that fights with him. I'm obviously gonna be on their side. I'm not a big Devin fan either, but I did like him last week's episode too, because that was just hilarious.
But I don't get what's gotten into him. So they get back, he's being very arrogant. In the meantime, we have Fessy, who sees a connection between him and Tori. I think we're at the part where we see why Tori and Jordan are no longer together. Mm-hmm. But Corey is actually worried that Fessy and Tori are kind of working together. And then we have Teresa and Jay talking. Teresa is worried that they'll eventually vote in Jay. I mean, Jay is a really big threat. He did really, really well in Total Madness, and he'll eventually be thrown in. But I don't think there's much competition for him. And if he goes in with one of the rookies, he'll easily win.
Definitely.
And then we have Liv, who still doesn't know what's wrong with her arm. And then we had CT share a story about having to move to London after her mom died of cervical cancer. I like when on the challenge that we do see some of those personal things. I mean, it's not all drama and fighting and all these challenges all the time. You can actually see that these people have a heart, and it's actually nice to see sometimes. And so finally, I don't know what was going on with Devin, but all of a sudden him and Amber M got into this big argument. It seems like he was pretty much arguing for no reason.
I had no idea what he was arguing. He just randomly started arguing with Amber M. Just because he was sitting there, and it made no sense. I felt like he was really, really cocky during this episode. He says that him and Wes are like friends, but then you're being cocky because you beat him. Wouldn't you be sad that you you would be happy that you won, but you're sad that your friend left, and he wasn't even sad that Wes left.
Mm-hmm.
But then his fight with Amber M just she was just sitting there, and he was arguing with her, and it just made no sense to me at all.
No,
because he was arguing with her for nonsense.
Mm-hmm. And then we had Big T called Devin Extra AF, which is probably Big T is one of my favorites this season. I don't think I noticed before how amazing she was, but her confessionals make the season, and then of course she's partnered with one of my other favorites, CT. Big T is just fun to watch.
I actually, honestly, I didn't really care for her on the big War of the World seasons, either one. But actually, what made me like her is actually last season on Dirty 30. I found she was hilarious.
You mean Total Madness?
Yes, Total Madness.
Dirty 30 was a while ago.
Oh my god. No, I meant Total Madness. I actually liked her since the last season.
Mm.
Because we really didn't see her much in World of Worlds 2.
Yeah.
So I really didn't know if she would be brought back after World of Worlds 2. I
Mm-hmm.
was happy that they did bring her back in
Yeah.
Total in this season. And I really hope that she makes it far this season, hopefully wins, and is on more seasons.
Yeah.
But she is literally hilarious
Mm-hmm.
on this
I
season
like
too.
how she couldn't. I like she didn't know the difference between Joseph and Jacob. She kept on calling her partner Jacob.
Oh my god, that still makes me laugh. That still makes me laugh. But her and CT, they're
Yeah,
good.
they're amazing.
I really hope that they win a mission.
I hope they go all the way and win the whole thing because
Oh,
CT.
me too.
It's been a while since CT has won. Big T, I'd like to see her win.
Well, he won World Worlds too.
Oh, right.
So he just won 2 seasons ago, but I would really like to see Big T win.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Amber M. She's sharing with others about the way that Devin was acting. And Nelson being concerned, of course, that's Amber's partner goes to try and talk to Devin. Devin doesn't want to talk about it. I think it's um
That was actually hilarious.
yeah, just, if somebody's coming to confront you, talk to them. Don't brush them off. I think that's really, really bad social game right there, and it puts a
Yeah,
huge charge on your back.
it's definitely rude, honestly.
So before the challenge, TJ revealed that Liv is unable to continue in the competition. Therefore, Michi is a rogue agent. We haven't seen much of Michi yet this season, which is kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, that's disappointing. But we also
Haven't
really,
heard much from Amber B. We haven't heard much from Michi.
well, we really didn't hear much from Liv either.
No, and I mean the first 2 episodes we heard a little bit from Nam and Lolo. But ever since then, they faded into the background. So
They really, sorry, but they really, like, they haven't shown a lot of their castmates.
yeah, I know it's weird for the challenge because usually we see a lot going on.
Yeah, we don't really have the castmates have hardly gotten any confessionals.
Yeah, the editing this season is really really weird.
I
It's
think
like it's like Survivor Ghost Island bad. That's
yeah, it's kind of honestly. I like the season, but I don't like how they're ending all the confessionals because I would like to see more of the castmates.
mm-hmm. There's a lot, and like even Darrell, who we never hear anything from.
Yeah, and that's strange because even in Dirty 30, we heard more from him.
Yeah. So for the challenge this week, the teams had to fly drones to find some sort of secret code. And in the end, Tori and Devin won their first challenge. Of course, this will boost Devin's ego a little more.
I mean, like that was kind of hard challenge, and no one won that. I mean, the only one that actually completed that was Tori and Devin.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of strange, especially with such big names that are in there. Makes me wonder if everybody's just playing scared this season and not really wanting to compete.
I kind of feel like since the beginning they have been playing scared.
Yeah, because remember we had the second episode, that challenge. They pretty much handed
the win to Fessy and Lisa.
So back at the house, Nelson we have here wants to go to the end with Fessy and Corey. Devin and Tori are discussing who to put in. He's really being controlling about wanting to put Nani in, and I just don't like the way that Devin's playing the game.
No, I don't either. I never really like how he plays the game.
But then Fessy talks about the fact that he's unable to get with Tori because she's engaged. So he's trying to hook up with Gabby. And then here we go with Josh. It seems like essentially he just goes up to Devin, to try and get a fight started. That's essentially what he's doing, and says that Jay is rubbing him the wrong way.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Like, he's saying that Jay's rubbing him the wrong way. What has what has Jay done that rubbed you the wrong way? He hasn't even talked to you.
Yeah, it's really weird. Josh is a weird person anyway.
No, I know that.
So at the deliberation, they speculate about whether it's going to be a guy's elimination and girls' elimination. But, obviously the fact that they've lost Nicole and they lost Liv, it's going to be another guy's elimination. So after they vote, it is revealed that Amber M and Nelson got the most votes, which with everything going on lately, it's not real surprising. And Devin has really been trying to control things this round, and it's really annoying.
To me, it was surprising because I honestly thought that Devin was going to vote in Josh.
Yeah. I'd rather see Josh in elimination because he talks such a big game and acts like he's such a threat.
But then when he goes into elimination, though, every single time that Josh goes into elimination, he has not won one elimination.
So at the elimination, of course, TJ asked Tori and Devin if they want to go into the elimination. It seems like they kind of think about it, but then they decide that they want to keep their safety and not risk not getting a skull. And then that's when everything sort of gets kind of messy. Tori and Devin choose Aneesa and Fessy to go into the elimination. And Tori even tells them that that's what Fessy wanted.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, what the hell?
And this is the same kind of stuff that Fessy did on Big Brother. He targeted Scotty for no apparent reason.
Right, I remember.
Now he's going up against his own friend.
Yeah.
For no apparent reason.
Just for a skull.
Yeah. It is for the skull. But also, this time in the season, you don't need to be throwing yourself in, especially against your friends, because it's going to put a big target on your back.
Yeah, that's so selfish to go against a friend, especially someone that you knew you had allegiance to. Mm-hmm. I mean, that you knew, obviously Nelson was not going to go against Fessy, so it didn't make any sense why he would throw himself in against someone he knew that had his back.
Right. So anyway, the elimination was a fan favorite. It was Hall Brawl. And of course, it was a pretty big it was a landslide. Fessy beat Nelson, which really isn't surprising because Fessy is a great physical competitor. He just has a horrible social game.
And Nelson has, I think last season he also did Hall Brawl, and he lost that. He lost that one too.
Was that the one that he took on Corey in?
I think no, wait. He went down for Corey. I think it was that one.
Oh yeah. I just know him and Corey are super close.
Yeah, that was the one that he went down because he didn't want Corey to go home.
Yeah. So after the elimination, of course, it's time for Fessy to choose whether or not he wants to stay with his partner or switch things up. And he decides to go ahead and infiltrate Leroy and Casey. I mean, I get Casey's a Big Brother player. I think it was a bad move because I'm a huge Casey fan.
I'm a big Casey fan too. I just think that it was a bad move because Aneesa is a vet.
Yeah.
She is, people underestimate her, but she actually is a beast.
She's one of my favorites. I've always liked it.
I've always liked her too. And so you're basically betrayed her trust. And you're just making more target. on your back. And two Big Brother players, I mean, come on. You really don't think you're going to be targeted?
Yeah, exactly. And next week, as long as another girl doesn't get injured, it's going to be a female elimination if they get it together and see that, that Casey is going to be a huge threat, then they could easily put her in the elimination. And then Fessy, once again, has to get another partner. And then we have Anissa and Leroy are now partnered. I'm not upset because I like both of them, and I think it's a really good partnership. But the person I feel really got screwed this week was Amber M, because not only did she lose her partner, she is now paired with a rookie who will probably be targeted later down the road.
Mekhi, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be targeted down the road. I think he will be targeted soon.
Yeah. Either way, I don't see him going far.
Well, I also feel like Amber M. I kind of feel like Amber M might be going soon because they see no one really wants to work with her.
Yeah.
As you can see, no one it just seems like even in the first episode, she was not picked. She was picked last, I think.
Mm-hmm. Now, the person that I'm really, real quick before we wrap this up, the person that really, that I'm really disappointed that I haven't heard much from is Cam, because she sort of had a pretty big story arc in the first episode with her, wanting to throw in CT and Ashley. But ever since then, we haven't heard anything from her.
The first two episodes, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, ever since the first two episodes, we really haven't seen much of her.
Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that the editing gets better this season. Other than that, I'm really enjoying it. I think this is
I am too. I am too. The only thing that I'm not liking, like you said, is the editing with not seeing people as much. Because even Teresa, if you watch the other seasons that she was on, she's feisty. You know, she causes drama. So for her to,
she is a really good player.
Yeah, and she's a good player. For her to be in the background and not saying much is really disappointing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
so anyway, go on.
Just like any of all the players, we've mostly seen Fessy and Corey and Tori and Josh mostly. That's what we mostly have seen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can.
So anyway, tomorrow's night's episode is called Agent Down. I'm hoping that means that we're going to get trivia, because that is probably one of my favorite challenges.
Oh my god.
Because
do trivia.
You get a lot of aspiring actors and models on an MTV reality show answering trivia questions. It is hilarious.
I like the trivia. I like the trivia one because I love the answers that they say.
Yeah.
Because they're so dumb, but it's so freaking funny.
Yeah. It's like watching The Weakest Link, which...
Yes. I just find it entertaining because when they fall into the water, because they don't know what the answer is.
So that's my big hope for tomorrow night, that it is another trivia. I think that Amber M and Casey could be in a lot of trouble tomorrow night, especially if Fessy and Casey don't win the challenge. I think that Josh is going to be targeted next time they have a male elimination. Same with Devin and Fessy. I think those are the three that people are really going to start going after.
Yeah, I definitely think that Josh and Fessy will be targeted.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, that is it for our show today, folks. Sorry to Jake that you aren't able to join us. I'm sure you'll catch us next time. Make sure you follow us on social media. Follow us on our Facebook page for updates of shows and stuff we have airing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. and we will see you next time. Have a great night, everybody.